This one that right here has a particular problem, and what is that? It takes more longer to start. If you crank the vehicle before it will start, you might have to wait for 3 to 5 seconds before it starts. And even if it managed to start, it's not revving more than 3000 rpm. Let me show you what I mean. Now I'll crank the vehicle. Watch the dashboard and my hand. 1, 2, 3. You see, it took 3 seconds before it starts. 3 seconds. Okay, let's rev the vehicle. I will rev the vehicle right now. What would happen? You can see that it's limited to 3000 rpm. This vehicle is not accelerating more than 3000 rpm. So in the video, we will be fixing what could be the actual culprit of this problem. I have my scan tool already with me, and this is the test light in case I'm going to test anything. Okay, so right now what we should do is to turn off and then plug our scan tool to get what could be the problem. Though this could be the camshaft or the crankshaft position sensor, but I don't want to say much on this. Let's get the video started by scan. So turn off the vehicle first of all. The vehicle is off, and then what I should do next is to plug in the VCI. I'll plug in VCI. This is the VCI, and we have a point right here to plug it or connect. It has been plugged. Okay, so before we can work with the scan tool, I would first of all turn on the ignition. Okay, cancel. We would go to the scan, turn on the ignition. The ignition is on. Then we come over to the scan, and we have to select under searching. Okay, so since it's loading, we have to disconnect the fan so that we don't get our battery ruined because we are scanning. So 16 pin general. So let me go and disconnect the fan. The fan is now disconnected. Okay, let us go back to our scan, and the scan is done. Okay, so let's check out the fault code. The first one said the PGM FI/diesel or engine. Okay, so the code we are reading right here is from the engine. So I'll locate the major. Okay, you see this code right here, P0335. It said CKP sensor circuit, and any of these code that shows current means it's a major problem. It's a major problem. It cannot be wiped off. Okay, but if maybe we solve temporarily, that means it can be wiped off. Like if we wipe, the problem might stop. Okay, so you see this one right here, which is the CKP, which stands for crankshaft position sensor. If we should click this, let's open it to see what it actually said. Okay, so it said defines and means Honda P035 crankshaft position sensor, no signal. This means that there is no signal from the crankshaft. Okay, so it's either the crankshaft position sensor itself is bad, or there is no signal sent to the crankshaft position sensor. So what we are going to be doing right now is to locate the crankshaft position sensor. And when we talk about this crankshaft position sensor, don't be confused about it, because it's always located at the crankshaft trigger area. You see this right here, this is the crankshaft trigger area. Okay, let me open. This is the crankshaft trigger area. So the crankshaft position sensor is always located at that side. Okay, so that means we are going to the pulley side of this particular vehicle to see what's happening. Okay, possibly we would replace the crankshaft position sensor. So I will turn off my ignition right now. Okay, the ignition is off. Okay, so before then, I'll turn the steering. You see, it took more longer to start. So let me turn, and then let's locate it. So this is it. You can see this. This is the crankshaft position sensor. This is it right here. So we are going to replace this crankshaft position sensor. First of all, I will disconnect it. It's now disconnected. So since I've disconnected it, I'll lose out the crankshaft position sensor and replace with another. Let's see what will still happen, if the vehicle would accelerate or it will still be the same problem. So if we should have the same problem, that means there is a problem with the wiring. Okay, so we will diagnose to see if there is an actual circuit flow to the crankshaft position sensor. What is actually holding this is a 10 millimeter bolt. 10 millimeter bolt. So I'll use a 10 millimeter wrench to loose it out. The bolt is finally out, and then I should pull off the sensor. I guess I should use a plier for this job. Okay, the sensor is finally out. This is the sensor, the crankshaft position sensor. I don't know, but let's replace with another, and I will be installing this particular crankshaft position sensor. So if we still have the problem, that means it's not from the sensor, it's from the circuit. Okay, but if the problem is no more, that means this is the actual culprit of this problem. Okay, connected right now. I'll just plug the connector. Okay, it's now connected. So I'll start the vehicle. Let's see if there is any improvement or the problem persists. Oh, it still took longer to start. It's not revving. Also limited to 3000 RPM. So it's not the crankshaft position sensor itself, but maybe the wiring. So what we are going to do right now is to diagnose the wiring to see if there is electrical flow, a current flow to the crankshaft position sensor. Since we've already replaced the crankshaft position sensor and the problem is still there. Okay, so let's turn off and then go to the hood. We would be disconnecting the connector. Okay, so the connector is out. This is the connector for the crankshaft position sensor. Okay, so I'm going to test each of these to see if there is a current flow from it. So if there is no current flow, that means there could be a place where the wire has cut off. Yes, except there is a problem directly from the ECM area. Okay, so I will test each of these pin to see if there's a current coming out from it. So this is my tester. So to test it, this particular one right here is a direct supply. Like this is the negative aspect of this connector, and this is the positive. Then for this, it comes directly from the brain bus or the ECM. So this sends signal to the ECM. So first I will test this and test other of the connector, the pin, to see if there is an electrical flow or current in it. Okay, let me say this, go to this point. Since this is the negative, that means this should go to the positive. Okay, there is a circuit in this first pin. The first pin has a current flow. Let me check the second. No signal. No signal. Okay, so even if there is no signal, let me try the negative and other of this pin to see what we got. So there is no current flow from both of these pins. That means there is an electrical problem. Okay, so I will trace this wire to see if there is a bridge or cut from any of the points. Maybe there could be a bridge, that's why we don't have any current flow to the CKP sensor. Okay, this seems it wants to cut, but still connected. I will reconnect this very well. So you can see where the problem lies. This is the problem. We have one of the wire has been disconnected. Okay, so I will reconnect this. This is the problem. This is the problem. I'm done with the connection right now. The connection is done. I'll try connect the crankshaft position sensor. Let's see if definitely it would work or the problem will still be there. So I've connected the crankshaft position sensor back. So we are going to test it to see how it would perform. Since we saw that there was a wire cut that leads to the crankshaft position sensor. So remove the key from the key switch. You see, it actually worked right now. Count the seconds we are going to use to start the vehicle. You see, not even up to that 3 seconds again. So the vehicle starts fast. Okay, so let me rev now to see if it will rev. You can see that the vehicle accelerated more than the 3000 RPM. So the fault of this car was actually the faulty wiring, the disconnected wire. A part of the wire was disconnected, a part actually the problem. So the vehicle is cranking faster. No more time wasted before this vehicle starts. It's now starting fast, no hard starting again, and accelerating more than 3000 RPM. Okay, so guys, I hope these guys help you. If you find it helpful, do well to drop a comment on our comment. And also, I have other video about a vehicle not accelerating more than 3000 RPM, more than 4000 RPM. You can check those videos out to get more clarity on how each of these car not revving more than 3 or 2000 RPM is. You can get other video from it and learn something from it if maybe you're facing a problem and this then actually solve your problem. So guys, see you guys as you watch out